come from today?
So I've come from Atherstone. I work in the rugby store. I've worked there now for about 18 months as the store manager.
Okay.
So previous to that, I was the store manager at Coventry, and then previous to that, I was the ASM at Rugby. So
Wow.
a bit of a boomerang, yeah.
Yeah, so you moved around a lot. Is that usual?
Yeah, I think so. When you're working your way up, I think a lot of store managers tend to work in a few different positions and in a few different stores as well.
I suppose, is that then giving you a little bit more experience and
helping
definitely to grow you, and also you grow other people at the same time, do you think? Is that
yeah, definitely. I think all the stores that I've worked in, whether it's just covering or a permanent role, you get something different from every store. You learn something new, or you're working with different people all the time as well. So you take things from every person that you work with, and it molds you as a person. I think makes me a better store manager.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you on that. Like, if you were just working with the same people again and again and again, you want that newness coming in for you as well, don't you? That new challenge as well. So.
Yeah, definitely. You get into old habits, don't you? I think it's working with new people spices it up a little bit and makes it a little bit more exciting and makes your day a bit more interesting.
Yeah, cool. So talk to me a bit about your journey then, getting to a store manager. So you started, how did you come into Next? How long have you been here overall?
So I've worked for Next now for about 8.5 years.
Wow.
I started when I was at college as I did the July sale in 2015, I think it was.
Okay,
that way back
so
then.
a sale through the sale.
Yeah, sale. And then while I was at college, I just did a weekend contract, so just Saturday, Sunday, and just really, really enjoyed it. So when the opportunity came up to apply for the sales coordinator role at the time, I jumped at it and did the whole process, interviewed for it, and then it kind of went from there. Before you know it, you're sales manager, and then spent a few years in that role. And then during COVID, I left the original store that I worked in, and that's when I moved to Rugby the first time round, and then it went from there.
That's awesome. So what was the thing that, obviously you came in for sale, was it purely a necessity of I need a job, or?
Yeah, it was just extra pocket money sort of thing while I was at college. But then I just really loved it. Until you work in retail, I think you don't realise how much there is to the job. Every day is different, and just there's so much to do on the shop floors, back of house, that you just don't expect until you actually do it.
Yeah, no, I can, I worked closely with a lot of the store people before in the past, and then, I think you just kind of think, oh, is it just putting clothes out all day? But it's really, really not. There's a hell of a lot more to it, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
So then you progressed up, got to the point of being a sales manager, and then how did it come about you going for that first sort of store manager role? Where did that come from?
So from sales manager, I moved over to Rugby as an assistant store manager, and then when I went to Coventry, it was actually my area manager that asked me if I'd like to go and cover the role for a short time, because the original store manager was at a secondment at head office. So obviously jumped at the chance, new exciting opportunity. Nice. Yeah. So I did that temporary for a few months, and then secured the position permanently, and had that position for just about a year. And then that's when I applied to move back to Rugby, as it was a bigger store and a higher grade for me.
Nice. So so I was going to say, is Coventry a slightly smaller store than Rugby then, is it?
Yeah. So obviously I'd done the ASM in Rugby, then moved over to Coventry to kind of work on my management skills a little bit more. Smaller store, it gives you a bit more time, doesn't it, to upskill yourself, and then move back to Rugby.
No, that's really good. And what have you enjoyed most about it, do you think? Is there been a massive leap from ASM is assistant store manager, right?
Yes, sorry.
Just wanted to make sure. But yeah, it's what from like sales manager and from assistant store manager, is there a noticeable difference then when you moved up to a store manager? Was it?
Yeah, I think it's just having that responsibility of the store and having that ownership that it ultimately lands on you, doesn't it? So you're accountable for that store and responsible for all of those people that you manage and making sure that they have a great time at work, and also that we're managing all of our KPIs and different results that we've got to manage and achieving the results that we want.
Yeah, so yeah. Couldn't say it better myself. I guess it's like you got the people element, haven't you, and then the business side to it that you kind of really got to merge. Which one kind of drives you more? Which one do you really like?
I think it's the people side, because I think if you get that right, you almost naturally get your business side of it right. If you've got the right people and you're working with them right, then they'll get the business side to where it needs to be. I think that kind of just happens naturally.
I agree. I totally agree with my team. I totally agree with that. It's happy team.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of the exact phrase, but if the team are happy and they're feeling fulfilled and really want to push on as well, then you're all going in the same direction, aren't you? So.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the key to it, is you all want to be on the same page and working towards the same end goal, and then that's the easiest way to achieve getting there.
Yeah, big time. So now you're the store manager at Rugby. Kind of what's that like? What's it like? You said no days to say.
Yeah.
So kind of what are the kind of things you are doing? Like what are the responsibilities of a store manager? It's not just, right, I'll open the store in the morning, put my feet up.
Yeah, so I think every day starts with the setup. So I'll walk the store and make sure that my whole team is set up for success for that day. So we'll make sure that the shop floors are ready, commercial, full, safe. And then I'll walk the back of house and make sure that everything that's going on behind the scenes needs to be happening, to make sure all of those things on the shop floor can happen, because it all starts out the back and then works its way to the floors.
So if the back's not functioning like 100%,
yeah, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, on the shop floors, it's just not going to work. No, definitely.
Cool. And in terms of, obviously we're in a busy Christmas period now.
Yeah.
Is the day-to-day a lot different over the Christmas period compared to like every other time of the year? What's that like?
I'd say it's the pace. So yeah, it's just everything has to happen a lot quicker than what it does usually.
Wow. Okay.
Because that trade starts to kick in, and the pressure's obviously building. So we need to be matching that with our pace and making sure that everything is happening at the speed that it needs to maximise sales, to make sure, like, as I mentioned earlier, making sure that the store's safe, so that there's more risk that time of the year. I think that is definitely the key. It's the pace. Which
I know myself working here it's fast anyway.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
For you to then say, the pace increases, I'm like, whoa, okay, that's...
yeah, it's just taking it to that next level, isn't it?
Yeah, and when do the stores start, when do you get those ultra organised Christmas shoppers coming in? Like when you get your first person of the year going, I'm getting this as a Christmas present, and you're like, oh wow, that's early.
Yeah, it's definitely already started.
Yeah.
People are well on the way to their Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
I think some of our stores look like Santa's grottos in certain areas, don't they? Because people are ready for it. They want to start their Christmas shopping early and get organised, because it gets to that point every year, doesn't it, when people are coming in and saying that they can't get the things that they want because the people that are super organised have already got in and got it before they had the chance last minute.
Yeah, no, definitely. And is it, and then behind the scenes because of that pace and stuff as well, what's the environment like with your team, and like is there anything different that happens within the team around Christmas and stuff, or? Yeah,
so we try and keep morale high. So it's obviously, as we said, very, very busy. So it's important to remember the people that make all of that happen. And so there's all sorts of different things that we do. So we try and, obviously we've got a lot of planning in place. So we're planning our Christmas party at the minute to make sure that we've got something to look forward
to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And then there's all sorts of different activities. So we take part in a Christmas jumper day. Lots of different. We try and make it as fun and festive as we can.
And how many people you got in your store? How many people are like in the rugby store?
So there's just over 50, and then over Christmas we'll obviously take on like an army of support, so that soon gets to a bigger number. Yeah, and we have like our regulars come back from uni and all those sorts of things. So yeah, it'll probably peak at around 60, 65 over Christmas.
Army of support. I like that.
It's definitely needed.
Yeah, I like that. I do like that. And how's that integrating? Like, is that quite hard to get people in for? Because you did it yourself, obviously, over sale, didn't you? Do you feel like? Well, obviously, you did it 8.5 years ago. Did you say? Yeah. How's that? How is that for those people when they come into store and they're sale people or their Christmas temporary roles? Do they get integrated to the NEXT fully, or how's that work?
Yeah, we try to. So we'll include them in as much as we can. So obviously all of those people can come to our Christmas party, and
nice.
They'll have an initial welcome with a welcome specialist that we've got in store, and then we try and integrate them as much as possible so that they feel part of the team, because as we said earlier, they're the ones that are going to make it happen, and we really couldn't do it without those people. We take that many people on because we really do need it, and they're the people that make the magic happen at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, definitely. And that's really good, actually. It's good that, you integrate them with Christmas parties and activities. And also they mentioned a welcome specialist as well. What's that in store then? Yeah,
so we have somebody who takes part in a training session to ensure that they're upskilled for these people that are coming into our stores, to welcome them, and it just gives them a bit of a point of contact if they've got any queries or they need to check anything, and that they can go to that person as well as all the other management team that we've got in store.
Well, that's really good. So they're getting fully support. It's not all on you or your management team.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think sometimes it's when you've got that store manager badge, it can be a bit intimidating for somebody that's just started working there. So to have somebody almost on the ground level, and it's usually somebody, a sales team member or delivery team member, that takes on that role. So they can relate to what that person's going through, I think, a little bit more.
Yeah, no, I think that's really important, and it's almost like a buddy system, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and I know myself when, if a new person comes in as well, it's something I always try and do to get around that person as much resource, because as much as you want to, pass on your knowledge and help them and stuff, there are going to be times when you're like, oh, I've actually got 50 plus other people as well to support.
Yeah, and you can't be in everywhere at once, can you?
No,
so
you
I think
can't.
to, like you said, get as much support around these people as possible to give them their best chance of thriving over the Christmas period.
Yeah, no, definitely. And what's around Christmas and stuff, how does that develop? Like is it literally right until Christmas Day that it's absolutely frantic, or what's the general vibe over December?
Yeah, so it definitely gets busier, and so it's busy anyway at the start of December, but as it goes on, that pace just gets quicker and quicker and quicker, and we try to match that the best that we can, and then it all comes to culmination on Christmas Eve, because obviously then we're also trying to plan our sale that is now happening on the 27th.
Yeah.
So there's so much going on that time of year that, yeah, it's definitely challenging, but it's also rewarding as well. Like it's really good to have that pace and makes your day go quicker, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, the speed of NEXT in general is something that I thrive off of, and sounds like you do as well. And I think being here 8.5 years, you must do.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, the pace is it's something that I really, really enjoy and really get a thrill from and a buzz from. That, I know that I'll be filming a podcast one day, or then I'll be working on a Christmas marketing plan or something like that. There's so much variety to it.
I think it helps keep us engaged as well, doesn't it? It's like if you were doing the same thing every day, you'd probably soon lose interest. Whereas with the pace that we have as a business, it's non-stop. You don't have time to be bored, do you?
No, you really don't. And there's so much to go at as well all the time. I think that's what's nice, and everyone's got a chance to voice an idea or an opinion as well, which then might create more work, but it's all for the good of the business as well. So I think that's really important. And as when it gets to that, like you were saying there, you've got sale and Christmas kind of going on, which I guess is quite a bizarre period. Are you still getting? Do you then going from your super organised shoppers? Do you get all your last minute shoppers then? I'm guessing on like Christmas Eve and stuff as well.
Definitely, yeah. Which is a tricky one to balance because obviously, as much as we want to set up the sale, we're trying to maximise those full price sales as well, and that's definitely the priority on Christmas Eve. So, making sure all of those customers as well get what they need on Christmas Eve, because there's nothing like not having your Christmas present the day before, is there? So, making sure that they get the best experience in store as well.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever been a Christmas Eve shopper myself.
Yeah, no, I don't fancy it. But
no.
I think in retail you don't have the opportunity to be that Christmas Eve shopper, do you?
No.
You have to make sure that you're organised and planning ahead.
I think it would just stress me out so much to the point I'd be like, why have you left it this late, Matt? What have you done? Like, what is going on? But yeah, in your position, if you're there, it's one of the busiest, if not probably the busiest time of years, isn't it?
Yeah,
really,
definitely.
Because you've got Christmas and then the sale, which is on the 27th now. So
yeah, the combination of the two is definitely gives you that peak of that pace. It's just getting the balance right, isn't it? Though I suppose of the two, which I think we achieve really well.
Okay.
Next.
Yeah, no, I would say definitely we do. And in terms of how you, like you said earlier, you motivate, like you try and keep the morale going, because obviously with the fast pace and stuff, obviously it could get quite overwhelming for some people, or it could feel like there's too much. What kind of things do you do, or do you try and act like as a manager to try and manage people like that?
Yeah, so I think it's me setting an example personally.
Okay. Oh, lead by example person.
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
Nice.
So I'd like to act how I want my team to act.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of different things that we do in store to try and manage those stress levels. So we'll make sure that people have the right amount of time off over Christmas to give them a break away from it. Because I always think you can't be your best at work if you're constantly at work, can you? So although it's really busy, we try and make sure that everybody gets some time away from work to have that rest, recharge, and then bring their best self to the table when they're at work.
That's good actually, because I would have thought, oh, we need everyone there, we need all hands on deck. But actually, you kind of saying, let's actually map out people's time properly here to give them a break's good. Yeah,
so we start looking at it now so that we can plan way ahead, and then people can also plan their personal lives around that, can't they, as well? But planning it now means that we can accommodate those requests and make sure that everybody gets that time off that they need.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess that kind of links into all the wellbeing stuff that we do as a business as well, isn't it? It's like, just because it's Christmas, we're not gonna care about your wellbeing. We do care about people's wellbeing massively here at NEXT.
Yeah, definitely. I think Christmas is a really important time for a lot of people, isn't it? So they want to be able to have that time to spend with family. As much as work is important, it's getting that balance, isn't it? Yeah.
And what about yourself? How do you celebrate the festivities? Like, what kind of stuff do you do? Like, how's a store manager's schedule over that those weeks around the festive break?
So I'm very lucky. I get to spend Christmas with my family.
Nice.
And my mum and dad do all of the cooking and the cleaning for me, bless them. So yeah, I think spending as much time with family and friends as you can is really important. And getting as much festive activities in as you can. Yeah, no, definitely. No, I'd agree with that, because it's a nice time of year. Everyone's in a good spirit as well, aren't they? Yeah, so, definitely. You want to embrace it as much as you can. Yeah, Christmas markets and tradition. Got any traditions? Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm trying to think of any traditions I've got that are... You probably don't end up thinking of them as traditions, do you? Because you just do them all the time. No, definitely not. I gather with friends on Christmas Eve, and that sometimes can be,
you know, light and fun, or other times it can get a little bit out of hand.
We'll do a family secret Santa that we'll do on Christmas Eve. So that's
you
probably
do that
one
on
of
Christmas
ours.
Eve.
Yeah. So once we've all finished work and we've got home, we'll get to my mum and dad's and we'll do the open up our secret Santa that we've done between ourselves.
Is it like big secret Santa or little budgets? Or
Little budget.
Little budget. Oh, right. Okay, good.
Yeah,
good.
something funny, something light-hearted.
Yeah. I always find Secret Santa quite hard. If you, I guess for the family though, it's quite easy because you're going to know everyone really, really well.
Yeah, so it's something that we do in store as well. And
we've got,
it? Like, yeah, we've got.
Nice.
About when you've got 50, 60 members of staff, it can get a bit challenging. But yeah, I think we all try and know each other well enough so that we can. And if you don't know that person well enough, there's somebody in the store that will. So.
I was going to say, do you get any people like going, "Oh, swap with me"? Like I don't. Yeah,
they definitely try.
There is. Yeah. Have you got all your secret Santa and stuff already or not?
No, we're in the process of organising it at the minute. So we'll soon be finding out.
Yeah, 50 people for a secret Santa. I mean, I thought it was hard with, you know, doing it with a team, like a smaller
It is
team.
optional, so they don't have to take part if they don't
Okay,
want to.
okay.
So it won't be quite 50, but yeah, there'll be a few of us that take part.
Cool. And kind of like what's your ambitions then? Because like even though you've been here 8.5 years, you said you've only been here been a store manager for what was it, 18
months in my current role. So I've been a store manager for about 2.5 years now.
Yeah, where do you want to take that? Like, do you kind of give yourself goals and set yourself a plan and stuff like that? Or
so the way I think of it is, I as long as I'm challenging myself, I'm happy. So when I'm ready for that next challenge, I'll kind of assess the situation then, and I'd never say no to an opportunity. So if it was something that I thought was really interesting and exciting, I'd definitely jump at the chance. I don't necessarily have a plan of what I want to do. It's kind of worked for me so far as to when I think something's interesting or exciting, I take that opportunity up. So that's kind of the way I think of my journey, if you like.
No, it's a really good way of looking at it, and I think because there's plenty of opportunities here at Next, isn't there? Like,
yeah, definitely.
It's not. You're not going to just be sitting in there twiddling your thumbs. It's something's going to come along, and it's good as well that. And I think you said earlier that your area manager as well. They encouraged you to go for the store manager role in the first place. Is that right?
Yeah, he did. And I think as a business, we've got a really good way of communicating opportunities across the business, haven't we? So in retail, we use Yapster, so it's just a similar sort of thing to WhatsApp, but any opportunities can be posted on there so that we're well aware of it, and then if we want to, we can obviously have that conversation with our line managers. But yeah, I think we have a really good way of communicating all of those opportunities because we've got so many great people across the business, haven't we? We want to make sure that message gets to them.
Yeah, and I guess because we've got I think it's about 480 odd stores now.
Yes, I think so. Yeah,
around that. Yeah. I guess you being a store manager, like you say, people will be seconded to other roles, or you know they might leave, but probably won't, or they'll move around, or other opportunities will come up, which then creates opportunities for you as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I think that's part of my role as a store manager as well, and that I've got loads of great people in my store, so making sure that if they want those opportunities, that the opportunities are delivered to them, and I'm speaking about that to them and making sure that they're aware of what opportunities are out there.
I suppose that goes back to the leading by example. Like,
yeah, exactly.
This is the journey I've been on.
Yeah.
There's opportunities there for you. When this came up for me, I went for something similar like this.
Yeah.
Why don't you do it as well? Give it, I guess, because sometimes you just got to give people that little nudge.
Yeah.
To be like, no, you can do it. Yeah. You definitely can do it. Like, this is your time. And then I guess it's down to them, isn't it, to seize that opportunity as well.
Yeah, and it's not for everybody, is it? But some people are quite happy doing what they're doing. That's absolutely fine. I think they have a vital role to play, don't they? But
Massively.
Making sure that people have the opportunities if they want them.
Yeah, no, big time. And what is so you're store manager, and then I guess the next step would be, if you wanted to, would go in retail. It goes up to an area manager. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, So
what is an area manager like?
So my area manager manages a group of stores. So he's got about 20 stores, I want to say.
Oh, God.
On his area. So he'll visit the stores regularly. We have area meetings that he'll conduct, and where we all get together as an area and discuss whatever priorities we've got going on at the moment. And he'll visit us in store as well, do visits and do a similar sort of thing to what I do on a day-to-day basis, but just make sure that we're moving in the right direction and give us a bit of guidance if we need it.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. I guess good for you as well, because then you're getting to talk to other store managers at those area meetings and gatherings and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Is that
definitely.
right?
Sharing ideas and working through challenges that we face, problem solving. It's a lot easier to do in a group of 20 people than just by yourself. So yeah, it definitely gives us opportunities.
And I guess there's always similar themes and directives coming out of all the stores, is there? There's like, oh, we're finding this quite difficult here, and actually this is doing really well. And are those...
Yeah, there can be, and that's why it's good to get together as well, because then that can be passed on to our area manager, and he can escalate that through the business if it needs to be, so that we can look at it as a business, not just as a group of 20 store managers.
So there might be, say, you might think, oh, this is an opportunity that's we're getting asked for, I don't know, I'm just going to pick something off the top of my head, like, for some reason, jeans are exploding. And then you go to your area meeting and everyone's like, yeah, that's happening in my store.
Yeah.
And then the area manager could take that further and go, right, do we need to do more of a jean promotion or something like that? And then just from that one conversation, the buyers might get informed, and we might buy more denim and yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're the people on the ground, aren't we? So
yeah.
we know what's happening. So to get that communication up through the ranks is really key.
And and as working in retail and as a store manager, and for your team as well, is it really important that you have that good level of customer service as well with the customers that come in? It's not just you're not just a body there of here's your items, thanks, come in. It's still important to give that personal touch as well, is it? Like, and get that information from the customers.
Yeah, definitely. I think that personal touch is how you get that information from the customers. So starting a conversation about their day or what they're purchasing that day, and service with a smile, all those sorts of things, it goes a long way, doesn't it? So if you're approachable to your customers, that they're going to tell you more, and that's really key, isn't it, to making sure that we know what they want, because that's what we're all here for at the end of the day, isn't it?
Well, yeah, like without those customers, we wouldn't be doing a lot.
Yeah, no, exactly.
We really wouldn't be doing a lot. And is there certain things that you and the team try and do to improve that customer service, like throughout the year as well, and over? Obviously, everything's festive and around Christmas, so that's great. But is there other things as well you'll try and do to keep on improving customer service as well, or?
Yeah, definitely. So I think it all starts with a planning firstly. So we'll make sure that we've got the right staffing levels to accommodate all of those customers. What we talked about earlier about recruiting extra people to make sure that we've got enough staff to serve all of those customers. And then we've got a Strive for 5 challenge as well at the minute. So customers can rate our service, and they can rate us out of 5. So we strive for 5 to make sure that we're going that extra mile for all of our customers.
And just giving me a bit more context on the Strive for 5. What's that? What is that? What's that involved? So
it's just making sure that we're thinking about how the customer would want to be treated and how they'd rate us a 5 out of 5 for our service. So it's that difference, isn't it, between having really good service but then having excellent service. And it's just those little things like smiling, making sure we're apologising for waits, and accommodating the customers wherever we can, and making sure that they're having the best experience in store.
Yeah, and I'd agree, because even if, going to any Next store, whether I'm getting like working wardrobe or, I'm getting some home items or whatever it might be, or if I'm in another shop or I'm buying a coffee or something, if someone's saying to you, like smiling at you and giving you those personal touches, it's just a hell of a lot better. It's just, you just feel more welcome. You just feel like, and also I think you want to come back.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you feel more inclined to go back and visit again, don't you? So Yeah, I think it definitely makes a difference, and I think the customer feedback that we get is crucial to that. So they tell us that that's what they want, so we should try and accommodate that.
No, I agree. So busy Christmas period coming up.
Yeah.
Lots and lots to go at. What are you hoping for? Are you hoping what have you got goals and KPIs for Christmas? Are you hoping for?
Yeah, so we're aiming for plus 5% on our sales as the challenge in retail at the minute. As a store, we're on our way, and I think as a business, we're on our way as well. So fingers crossed for a busy couple of weeks, and we can definitely smash that target. No,
it's been great. Well, love chatting with you, James. It's been really, really interesting. Really, really good to get that insight of a store manager, what's involved, what goes into it as well. And it's not just all about product, it's also the people as well. So thanks for coming on and chatting, and it's been great.
No, you're more than welcome. It's been lovely to be here. Thank you.